I'm Dr. David Brown from Pellissippi State Community College, and what I'd like to do today is introduce you to the CSIT1110 Introduction to Information Technology course. What I have open here is the Desire to Learn system. This should be where you've logged in and started this video. I'm going to refer to the Desire to Learn system throughout the class as D2L. So inside the D2L system is all the materials for the class, and that's what I'd like to kind of orient you to today. The first screen you saw when you logged into the D2L system is this welcome screen. I would direct your attention to the list of topics for the semester. You'll notice that we cover 2 topics every week. That's basically because the summer term is half the length of a normal semester. So instead of the 1 topic a week layout that this class normally has, we'll be covering 2 topics every week. 2 tests, a midterm, and a final. We'll talk about those a little bit later. But one thing I would note here is that we are actually taking you from an introduction to computers, no background knowledge really required, to talking about the lowest level of computers, from switches, binary, how binary is stored on those switches, how binary is transmitted, all the way up to talking about neural networks, artificial intelligence, genetic algorithms, chatbots, and basically how computers can mimic or actually exhibit human intelligence. So that's kind of a large scope for the class, but that's what the class is about, and I hope you really enjoy it. What I'd like to do now is take you on into the course content and show you a little bit about what we're going to be doing in the class. So if you click on the course content tab, what I've got here is the basic outline of the class. You don't see this instructor material tab. If we click on the course overview, you'll see that I have some general information about the class here, the course syllabus, that if you click on that link, you'll see the syllabus for the class. I maintain a Twitter page for the class. I'm a Twitter user, so if I see news items that I think are relevant to the class, I put those on the Twitter page. I've noticed that this link and some other links in D2L don't work properly, and I would advise you, if you click on a link and it doesn't open the material, try right-clicking on the link and selecting to open that in a new tab. Sometimes that fixes the problem. In this case, I supplied the Twitter account name in case that doesn't work. You don't have to join Twitter to follow the Twitter account, and it's not necessarily required for the class. It's kind of optional material, but it is, I think, relevant. And one thing you'll see about this class is there's a minimum set of things that are required for it, but I've tried to provide lots more information if you want to take those farther, if that's something that really interests you. So that's something that I've really tried to do with the class. So the Twitter page is part of that. You are going to maintain a blog for this semester for this class. I do have links to previous semesters' blogs, and I think it's important that you maybe go out and look at some of these blogs to get an idea of the kind of work that we do throughout the semester, the level of work that's required, kind of the size of the blog entries, and what's expected in the class. I think it's good to go look at that. I actually have 3 years worth of student blogs, meaning six semesters of blog entries that are week by week showing what the students were doing every week. That's a link to the just last semester's blog, but on the first assignment for this class, I have links to all of the blog posts. So if you'd like to take a look at those, and I encourage you to do that, that'll show you what the class is about and the level of work that's required here. The next link is to a promotional video for the Computer Science and Information Technology program at Pellissippi State. I'm in that video, and the reason why I've linked it here is not only to just tell you a little bit about the program, which is part of what this class is about, to tell you about the different areas in computing. This video tells you about our program, the 2-year program, and also the transfer program that we help support. And I'm in this video, and there's a little bit about the philosophy that I have about computers and why I'm interested in those. So anyway, it's a short video if you'd like to take a look at that. The last link here in the class overview material is a way that you can enroll in the Microsoft Academic Alliance. And that program allows you to download some Microsoft software for free. It varies what packages are available there, but it's worth taking a look at, enrolling in, and trying to download some free software from that. But that's completely optional. What I'd like to do next is just kind of take you in, show you a little bit about the class. Okay, so there's two parts. I've divided the material up into two parts and actually opened up the material in two sections. So what you should see is part 1. Part 2 is going to open up on June 25th and will be the rest of the class material. So you should see basically half the class right now, which is basically a week by week description of what we're going to do. It's okay to work ahead. There are deadlines for each week that you need to try to hit because there are late penalties. But you can work ahead, and that's all right. The 2 tests we'll talk about in just a second. So we're down to the course week by week, and I'd like to talk just a little bit about part 1 of that first. So the first week, when you look at the material for the first week, the outline that you see here is going to apply for every week. There'll be an assignment for the week, and then there's 2 parts. The 2 parts come from actually the 2 topics we're supposed to cover every week. So there's materials underneath those that describe what we're going to do, for that section. The weekly assignment will describe what you're going to do for the week. Part 2 of it, like I said, is going to open up here after the midterm. That will, again, you can work ahead in those assignments, but I'm actually doing it in 2 parts. So let's take a look at really the first assignment, the first week's assignment, and you'll get an idea of what those look like. This one's a little bit longer than the normal assignments because there's some background information that we need to cover at the beginning of the class. But the basic structure is reminders to check everything, to read the different materials that are available for the class, and then an assignment that tells you exactly what's expected for that week. So that's the basic outline of each week's assignments. Underneath each of these parts, again, there's kind of a general outline here. There's a comic book textbook that I wrote for the class that we're going to be using, and each week there'll be one section of that to look at. I'll give you an idea of what those look like right here. The text basically focuses on one specific area of computing, and I try to summarize the major points of that. The comic book textbook really doesn't stand alone as a textbook. I've supported the comic book textbook with additional links that I use to create it, and also that support the information in the book. So those are available online right here. Each week there'll be references and links that go along with the book. There's also my lecture notes, and what these are I try to basically write down what I normally say in the face-to-face class as I go along, looking at the textbook as my slides. That's usually how I run the class. So what you can do is open up the lecture notes and read along with the notes and with the textbook, and that should give you basically the same kind of experience as being in one of my classes. The video links, I'll click on this first one to give you an idea of what that is. In the face-to-face class, I do use a lot of video to support the concepts that we're talking about. And so the ones that I've listed here as primary videos, we would probably watch those in the face-to-face class. The additional videos, probably not. Sometimes we would watch some of those as well. Most of this is not going to appear on the exam, and I would tip you off if it was, but I do encourage you to watch at least the primary videos because I do think they support the information that is presented for that week. A lot of the videos here this first week are about creativity, education, and those kind of concepts. I think it's important to get an idea of what we're trying to do in the class. The class isn't really about necessarily just an introduction to computers. It's trying to orient you in this field and lay some basic concepts and show how you can build on those. Part of that is just about how human beings learn and how creativity is expressed. And so the first week I wanted to kind of give you some background about how I see education and what some of the concepts that I've tried to roll into this class. So watch the videos each week. Beyond that, there should be every week there'll be some additional links here that provide other information, and that's basically the materials for every week. Every week we'll have 2 parts. They're all divided the way I just noted there. As I said before, there's 2 exams. I've actually got the dates here. This midterm exam, I'll probably make that available a week prior to this so that it's available for 2 weeks, but you will be required to come to the Hardin Valley Testing Center to take those exams. I'll provide information about where the testing center is and their hours and all of that well in advance of the first exam. Both exams will be available for 2 weeks. You do need to take both of the exams. You can't miss either one of those, so plan for that. The last thing I really wanted to talk about is there's a fact page here. On this fact page are questions that I many times have about the class. I'm not going to read those to you, but it would be good to go in and read through the fact page to find out the policies on late assignments. I've already said the thing about missing an exam, how the grading is going to be done for the class. All of that's laid out in the fact page, which I do want you to read for this week. There's a discussion board that's available for the class that basically I stay out of. I open that up for students, and unless there's an issue that requires me to come in there, I open that up for you to discuss among yourselves. If you really need to contact me, and I encourage you to do that often, send me an email through the Desire to Learn system. The way you get into that email system is by clicking the email link there. My name in D2L is just Dr. Brown. You can just remember it as Dr. Brown. Actually, that's my middle initial. It's not Dr. Brown, but that's an easy way to remember it. One little quirk about D2L is you can't send emails outside of it or receive emails into it from an outside source. So just put Dr. Brown with no @ sign, no anything. That is kind of a disadvantage of using the D2L email, but it's an advantage for me because it keeps your emails separate from my other emails that come through the school. So that's my preferred means of contact. Anyway, I think that's really all I wanted to do this week, is kind of get you oriented. I do plan to make some more of these videos to explain various concepts, the next one probably being about binary. So I'll post these as I have these available. Otherwise, all the materials here, please try to take a close look at it, get oriented, and let me know if I can help in any way. Good luck, and I hope you have fun in the class. Take care.